Right, let's get some reaction now to the new Gauteng Provincial Executive. We're joined again this evening, ActionSA's Funzi Ngobeni. Good to have you. Thank you very much for your time. Let's just first start here. We were told earlier on that all parties in that legislature agreed to work with the ANC, including yourselves at a committee level where you wanted to chair a particular committee. Is that true?
Good evening to the viewers. So yeah, when we met with the ANC, we did indicate to them that we are not going to form part of the government of provincial unity. We indicated that we will be on the opposition as an independent opposition party, holding them accountable, but being constructive. And we said to them, we will be available for a committee like public accounts, Scopa, which in normal circumstances it usually led by an opposition party, which is not in government with the party that is running the executive. So that is what we indicated to them, but we have not yet received obviously an indication whether they've agreed. We've just heard that for the press conference that they are amenable to us taking over that role.
Big change at finance with an addition now of the economic development portfolio coming there, being given to Lebogang Maile, was previously with the Human Settlements Department. How do you feel about that change?
Yeah, look, I mean, as the economic hub of the country, I think it's important that the province needs to really do well in terms of economic growth. We need to make sure that we attract investment into the province that will eventually result into job creation. But to do that, we have to work towards really getting the infrastructure of the province up to the level where it will encourage investors to come on board. And I see that they've sort of allocated that department to someone else, which we will have to wait and see their program of action. But we do know that the budget is already approved. We do know that there are programs that are already, the Premier will have already indicated that they want to focus on. But most importantly, there are projects that have been left by contractors, that have abandoned sites, and most of this you will find them, on the roads, in clinics, and hospitals, and so forth. So they will have to start there and ensuring that they resume those type of projects and ensure that they hold contractors accountable, so that we can be able to recoup the money that is lost. I mean, the school, for example, in Maibuye, in Tembisa, that the public protector was talking about yesterday, it's as a result of these contractors that are not properly vetted, that are being given contracts even when they do not qualify to do the work. And it's costing the province a lot of money. Yeah. So those are things that we will have to focus on them to ensure that we start creating an environment where the investors, whether local or international, can then see Gauteng as a province where they can be able to put their money. So we are looking forward to seeing what exactly they've got in their plans.
Two portfolios that I think maybe you'd want to weigh in. One, community safety, residing now in the Premier's office, having experienced crime yourself in recent times. How do you feel about the location of that portfolio committee? Or at least that department, shall I say?
Look, I think on one hand, one can say it shows that the Premier takes the issue of crime seriously, to the point that he wants to oversee it himself. But on the other hand, you have to question whether he is the right person to do that work, considering the gimmicks that he has been coming up with. the Amapanyaza, which it took almost 8 months before they were sort of legalized, So you ask yourself whether with that track record, is it the right person to be able to oversee the community safety? But we must also remember that this competency is not a provincial competency. It means that the Premier needs to work very closely with the South African Police Services, with the Minister of Police, Mr. Mtunu, the national, to ensure that the police in the province are well capacitated, that we've got enough boots on the ground, that they've got technology, that the police stations that are in our communities are well equipped. They've got generators in the event that there is no electricity and there's load shedding. Those type of things need to really being looked at. And if the Premier himself thinks that you'll be able to really turn around the situation by ensuring that this task resides in his office, I think it's something that we welcome, and we'll have to wait and see whether we are successful. But as I said, the track record tells us something that we have to at all times be wary at. But we'll give him a chance and say, let's see whether this time around, with this type of change, we'll be able to see the positive results. Because crime really, it is one of those major issues that we have to really deal with, so that we are able to make our environment safe for not only residents and all of us being safe, but also for businesses to be assured that their investment is safe and that they won't be robbed every time when they have to go and close their shops and so forth.
Funzi Ngobeni, I appreciate your time. Unfortunately, we'll leave it there for tonight. ActionSA chairperson in Gauteng, Funzi Ngobeni there.